Hi, I'm Ambie, and today I'm going to show you a daily puzzle I've been playing at inkwellgames.com. So inkwellgames.com actually has a few daily puzzles, fields and stars, and I've been playing them on my phone. They're very mobile friendly, and they start easy on Monday and then get difficult and more difficult all the way to Sunday where it's very difficult. So I usually play through like Wednesday or Thursday, and then it gets a little bit too difficult for me. But in this video, I'm going to show you fields, how to play fields. Stars is in a different video. So if you scroll down in the Inkwell site, you can actually click into learn more about the game, and there's also a tutorial which I'll go through. So when you actually first play the game, it also has the tutorial. So welcome to fields. Your goal is to color every cell blue or green to create fields of the correct sizes. Rule 1, each colored field has a single number that shows how many cells belong to that field. Example 3 means the field includes 3 connected blue cells. Fields of the same color cannot touch along their edges. They may only touch diagonally. And let's try a sample board together. All right, so this means that there's one cell in that field, so that's already completed. And what's cool about this is that it grays out when it's completed, so you don't actually have to count. But yeah, if we added green, it wouldn't work, so you can make blue there. And then the 3 needs to grow to have 3, so it can grow in one direction, blue. So that's blue, and then because that's complete, you can put green around it. And then this cell is blue. Do I right click for blue? Oh, no. Okay. I can tap twice for blue. And then this is also 3. So I have to surround it again because it can't touch any more blues. And then now let's look at these. This is 1, 2. This is actually, you do have to count for this. So there's 3 here and 3 here. So if this were green, it would all be connected, and that would be 7, which is more than 5. So that has to be blue. And then these 2 3s. The rule is that like each field has one number in it, so we can't have those touch. So that means we have to make those green. And then this field needs to grow, so we make that blue, and then it's complete, which makes that green. And then this field also needs to grow, so it's green, and then that's complete. So these 2 are blue, and then the final one is green because to make that 7. So that's the tutorial. Yay! And then you can start with Monday's puzzle. All right, so here is the fields for Monday, February 2nd that I will be solving. So this is 1 green field, which means that it has to be surrounded by blue. Another 1 also surrounded by blue on the adjacent edges because diagonal can touch, so that's okay. And then whenever there's 2 numbers touching, like here and here, or like two numbers one tile away from each other that are the same color, if this were green, this would be connected as like 2 separate fields would be connected, which is not possible. So this has to be a different color, and same with this one. That has to be blue. And same thing here on this 3 and 2. Those both have to be blue. That actually finished off a field for me. See how it graded out? That's nice. So finished fields have to be surrounded on all touching horizontal and vertical adjacent sides by the opposite color. So I did that. Here's another finished field. So that makes that blue. And then you can look at this 2 here. In order for this to be 2, it needs to have another green touching it, but it can't touch here, here, or here, so then it has to be there. That's the only way it goes. And then another finished field is here, so that's blue. A similar thing here with the 3. This has 1, 2, it needs 1 more, and the only way for it to go is this way. So now it's finished, and then I can put a blue here and here, because that was a finished field. Now the 4 is finished, and the 2 also needs to be finished here, so for those 2 reasons, that's green. This 4 also needs 1 more. So we actually do have to count. 1, 2, 3, it needs 1 more. And the only way for it to go is right here, so that has to be blue. And then this has to be green to close off the 4. And then this is a finished 2, so this has to be blue. And then here, this is similar to how the 3 and 2 were next to each other here, but here it's like, they're not right next to each other. There's 4 and 5, but this is a 5 group, and this is the 4 group. And so they're next to each other here. Not the numbers right next to each other, but the group. And so if this were blue, then this would all be connected, and we don't want that. So it has to be green so that they're not connected. And then here, these white cells, like to make this a 4, the only space it has is right here. So that has to be the 4. And the 3 has to grow out here. And then the 5 is here. And we're done. Yay! So the game also times you and tells you like if it was perfect or if you used hints or checks. You can share your results with your friends. I forgot to show you during the game there was a button that says check, And so you can check to see if you have any wrong, and it will show you if things are marked wrong, which I sometimes use on the later levels that are hard. Another thing that's cool about Inkwell Games is if you miss Monday, that's okay. If you're coming back later in the week, if it's like Tuesday or Wednesday and you missed Monday, you can go back and play Monday and Tuesday of that week. So all the way up through Sunday, you can play the earlier levels of that week, which is nice if you miss a day, you're busy, but then you can come back on the weekend and play the easier levels. So that's neat. But yeah, so that was how to play Inkwell Games' Fields game. Hope you enjoy, and you can play Fields every day now. And check out Stars as well from them, and I'll have another video for Stars too.